welcome to part 4 of 4, the charging video.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm going to show you how the MC120 works.
And I'm Steven. I'm going to show you how the 240 mobile connector works. And I'm John. I'm going to show you how the HPC works, the high power connector. Break!
Hey, it's Mike again. I'm going to show you how the MC120 works. I need to get this plugged in as soon as possible because this can take a long time. So, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the outlet. Make sure the green light is on. An MC120 will charge by default at 12 amps. In a little bit, I'll show you how you can up it to 15 amps, which could potentially cut your charging time in half. You will need a 20 amp circuit to do that, though. The easiest way to tell if you're on a 20 amp circuit is if you see this little side slot on the left side of the outlet, that means it's a 20 amp circuit. We're going to walk around here. Now the top portion of the cylinder rotates. You start with it all the way to the left. You've got this little white line on top, which will feed into this slot on the top of the connector. Plug it in like that, give it a little push, this will twist, and then you slide the switch forward to start the charging. The connector will start blue. The light ring will flash blue for about 15 to 20 seconds. You're going to want to stick around and make sure that it switched to the amber flashing, because once that's begun, you'll know that your car is actually charging. Okay, so now the light's flashing amber, now we know the car is charging. Alright, real quick I'll go over the instructions for how to change how much current your car is drawing. So we're going to go ahead and tap on the settings screen wrench, go to charging, and then over here on current. So it's always set to default at 70 amps. Now the MC120 is set to default at 12 amps. So basically what happens is it sees that it's set at 70, knows that it's on an MC120, and says, that's not going to happen. So it defaults to 12 amps. If you're on a 20 amp circuit, you can dial this down to 16 amps and it'll actually charge at 15 amps, which could potentially charge twice as fast as 12 amps. Now one of the cool things about this system is your car has an internal GPS unit which memorizes your current settings so that the next time you come back you don't have to reset this. It's gonna know, okay, I'm at home or wherever the case may be, I know to charge at 16 amps. Okay, so while we're covering the adjustment of the current, say for example you were plugged in with an MC240, which you'll find out shortly from Steven. The default for an MC240 is 30 amps, but say you were plugged into an outlet that didn't support the full 30 amps, say it only supported 24. In that case you would have to dial down the amperage so you don't pop a breaker. So that pretty much covers the MC240. If you're charging with an HPC, which you'll find out from John in a little bit, there's actually a pilot signal that tells the car what amount of current to draw, so you shouldn't ever have to mess with the current when you're charging with an HPC. Alright, I'm ready to get a move on. I don't have all day to sit and wait for this to charge on 120. I'm going to drive it over where I know where a 240 charger is so Steven can show you how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and slide back the pilot switch, unplug this. Okay, and the thing to remember is charging with the MC120 can take a long time. It's best to be used only if there's nothing else available to you. Okay, I'm going to go drive it over to Steven's place. I think he's got an MC240 for us, and that'll charge much faster.
Whoa! Hey Mike, I almost crashed into you there.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so we're trying to get this car charged. Okay. The MC120 isn't cutting it. What do you have for us?
Luckily I'm carrying around my MC240. Not sure why I'm running around with it, but it's good for you. We can get this thing charged.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright man, take it easy. Alright, so as you can see, got my MC240 here. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier than the MC120. Cable's a bit thicker, it's a higher gauge, mainly because it's carrying a little bit more power. The box that's actually integrated into the cable is the brains, basically. It talks to the car before charging. Much like the 120, you can unplug it and plug it into the wall. The outlet type, as you can see here, it's actually what's referred to as a NEMA 1450. It plugs into a 240 outlet, much like a washer or dryer. The thing is, though, that the plug and the prongs may be different, so make sure in your application that you have the correct outlet supporting 240 volts. So let's go plug it in. Okay, so a few more things to know about the MC240. It does run off a 240 volt feed, but the max you can run through it is 30 amps. That's only if the plug you're plugging into is supplying 40 amps or more. If the plug you're plugging it into is supplying less than that, you can actually dial it down via the VDS to work for your application. The MC240 is actually the best mobile device you can buy to charge your Roadster. I think, though, I want to get this thing charged a lot quicker. I'm going to drive to John's house. He has a high power connector, and it's way quicker than this. So let's head on over there. Oh, hey Steve, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Doing well.
What's going on? I'm trying to drive to Santa Cruz tonight, and I got to charge this thing as fast as possible. Can you help me out?
No problem, man. I know you got that hockey game, so I got an HPC. I can get this thing charged up as quick as possible.
Right on.
All right?
Thanks, bro. I'll see you later.
All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so this is the HPC. The difference between the HPC and the other two units that Steven and Mike showed you is those were mobile units. So you're able to throw it in the trunk and take it with you. This one's actually hardwired into your house. You can see the conduit line here. So what happens with this one, you have a certified electrician come in, they hardwire it into the breaker box in your home, and it still does 240 volts at a maximum of 70 amps. Say if the car were completely empty, you'd be able to charge the car from that state all the way full at 3.5 hours. And again, that's if you had it set up for the maximum current available. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Just plug it in, just like Mike showed you at the very beginning of the video, and you're good to go. Alright, that was the charging video. Thanks for joining us. We got to get Steven out on the road to his hockey game, so we'll see you next time.